Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell, I'd appreciate it majorly. So, just was reading about this story last night, the missing person story, a woman who went missing on Mother's Day night, Suzanne Morphew, and that's her husband, Barry, who actually put out a reward last night, or at least the news broke about him putting out a reward for $100,000 for information regarding her disappearance. I don't know the exact. The husband of the missing woman is now offering $100,000 as a reward for information about her disappearance. A family member told CBS 4. Suzanne Morphew is her name. Was reported missing on May 10th, which is Mother's Day, Sunday evening. Around 5:46 is when a worried neighbor called police because she hadn't returned from a bike ride that she went on near her home, and I think that's where the search has been focused, around Highway 50 and County Road 225. They live in, in some places on Facebook it says Salida. The reports are in Maysville, and actually where they're searching is closer to Maysville. I think that's the town where, it's very small. I believe that's only 135 people is Maysville, not Salida. I think Salida is a little bigger. I'm not absolutely certain of that. That's about 80 to 100 miles southwest of Denver, which is actually her husband was out of town on a trip that evening, and that's why the neighbor reported her missing or called the police when she hadn't returned from her bike ride around 5:46 p.m. is when they called the police. And then a search began pretty quickly, and a pretty large one at that, almost immediately that evening and into the early morning hours, and then it began right away the next morning as well with, a total of like 100 or so people helping search for her throughout the day. And I guess, we're now at Thursday, and this started on Sunday. So they live right in that area, right around, to the best of my knowledge. I'm almost certain. Actually, I've seen their home just by looking for property records. County Road, and they do, between County Road 225 and West Highway 50. But it says search and rescue crews started looking for her with help from 8 tracking dogs and several drones, with the Department of Corrections, members from Colorado Parks and Wildlife, and the South Ark Swiftwater rescue teams also looked at area watersheds. They searched until early the next morning, but hadn't found her. Later that morning, crews set out again to find her, but were not successful. More than 100 people have since been looking for her. On Wednesday, Sheriff John Spees told CBS 4, while it's an open investigation, he would not rule out a criminal investigation. He adds the probability of an animal attack is not very high. The FBI and Colorado Bureau of Investigations are now involved. So it's the search and the effort is quite extensive. And the husband has, as of last night, offered $100,000 reward for information regarding her, for information about her disappearance. I'm sure the particulars of that have been released by law enforcement. And I don't know. I mean, it's pretty odd, based on where they lived. My first reaction is that there's some kind of accident that's happened. I just don't know why the tracking dogs wouldn't pick that up, but God only knows. I mean, there's always the weirdest things that can happen. Just a number of different variables come together at the same time that just trips up and makes it very difficult to find somebody sometimes. I really have no idea. I'm just, I definitely was thinking it over and trying to understand, what could have possibly happened. And obviously abduction is a possibility, and and something nefarious is obviously a possibility as well. But my first initial reaction, based on where they live, and where she would have been, where she was reportedly biking, that was my first reaction. And so it was at Highway 50 and County Road 225, which is right here. And they live right in this area. You know, again, I think Maysville is the town that only has 135 people in it. And, you know, so you're definitely out in the sticks. I mean, that's why the sheriff's even mentioning the possibility of some kind of animal attack. And they do live in this area. They have a fairly nice home, actually, with a pretty big spread. I don't even know if I mentioned, the husband works for I think the Chaffee County Fire Department or something like that, and I believe that's why they got got all that help kind of so quickly from outside departments. I couldn't understand why the Department of Corrections got involved, you know, but I think that's why many people, you know, in the area, local agencies sort of joined in the search so quickly, I believe. And I assume, it says on his Facebook page that he's a business owner as well. You know, and then he went to Purdue. Purdue's a very good school, very good school. He went there actually exactly when I graduated from 90 to 94. So they're the same age as me and my wife, essentially, you know. But it says he's a business owner. I assume he makes a fairly good living based on their house and their spread and being able to put up a $100,000 award pretty quickly. And that's pretty sizable, and usually doesn't start that high that quickly. So, but you know, is it possible that she was abducted on one of these roads? You know, somebody stranger pulled over in the middle of nowhere. She stops and helps them, and that happens. It's possible for sure. Or something else is going on, you know, or there's just an accident. My gut tells me accident, you know, and that she's, for some reason, I don't know if she bikes on, you know, just on County Road 225 or along the Highway 50, which is probably like a 2-lane highway, you know, 2 lanes each way or whatever, and you can actually ride along a trailhead, you know, probably off-road, I would think, you know, maybe mountain biking. I don't know, but it's Thursday now, so it's been over 3 days since she was missing. I'm sure they're just absolutely worried to death, and it's pretty much the story there, you know. Seemed like a happy couple, and they have a couple kids, grown-ish kids, teen to young adult. I'm not real sure of their ages. But that's the story there, man. Hopefully she's okay. But we're definitely getting the time is getting worrisome in terms of how long she's been missing. Even if she's injured somewhere in the brush or something, who knows? And just unconscious. The sheriff's office has since set up a dedicated tip line for information about Morphew's whereabouts. The tip line is 719-312-7530. There is a GoFundMe page in addition to the reward, which is up to like $20,000, I believe, at this point. $22,000.